right, Ramiz, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. Never better.
Yeah, you're out here in Connecticut, a little not too far from where you grew up. I know you're out in Dallas. Do you live in Dallas, or you just do your training camps out
No,
there?
I live in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I got some immediate family over there, but the majority of my family and like essentially my birthplace is Bronx, New York. So being back home, I haven't been here in the East Coast in 2 years, so it feels good to be back.
For sure, man. A little venture back home, and you're out here cornering Assad. Have you cornered him before? I know he's kind of a newer member to Fortis, right? But you guys obviously hit it off, and here you are.
We hit it off, and it was like almost instantaneous. You know, Assad has just been a freaking amazing addition to our team. I mean, just the amount of knowledge that the guy has. He's just so easy to work with. He's always learning for himself, but at the same time, he's always dropping like little gems of knowledge that you can't get from like these new up and coming guys that you get from like a real 30-plus fight veteran in Sadawad. That, you know, it just, like I said, we just clicked and just started happening. Yeah. So now I'm here.
It's probably good for him too. You guys obviously are a tremendous team, one of the best in the world, and maybe breathe some life into him a little bit too. All the young guys, give him something to get excited about.
Listen, he's beating some of the young guys up, so he keeps us on our heels, man.
For sure. So who's in the corner?
Me and Abdul Kareem, Al Sawadi. So
yep.
He's just coming off of his LFA win, and we're hoping that we can either get him into the UFC or Contender Series pretty soon.
That's great, man. Well, how are you doing? Because we haven't heard from you for a while.
Man, never better. It feels like ever since my last fight, I've just been on the road cornering people. Right?
Yeah.
I was with Austin Lingo in Abu Dhabi cornering Lingo. Now I'm here, and then I was doing some other work with some guys in their camps. I was with Jeff Morono, and just those guys, man. So it's been good. Hopefully now we're getting ready to shift gears. I'm hoping to get something announced here in the near future.
Nice.
So I could start to focus on myself, be a little selfish, not too selfish, just a little bit.
You got to be selfish, man. But talk to me about the last performance. Obviously, it ended in a kind of a weird. I'm sure when you think of your UFC debut, you think of the good, you think of the bad. That's not necessarily the outcome that would have crossed your mind.
I mean, it's definitely a memorable UFC debut. It's one that I don't think I'll ever forget, or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
It was definitely crazy. I think I've had 14 fights, amateur and pro, before that, and I mean I've had this pretty gnarly cauliflower on both ears, and nothing's ever happened. So I mean, I think it was kind of like a little destined to happen. But like I said, I mean, all in all, I like the performance. It was against a tough guy, and a guy I can't take nothing away from. And like I said, he just came out there. He had a great performance, and to me, it was a great fight back and forth. And I just can't wait to get back in there and do it again, man.
Yeah, and we chatted a little bit off camera, but I mean, just getting the first UFC minutes in. I mean, how crucial do you think that will be for you going forward?
It was amazing, man. Like I said, I think I developed a new part of my game that I kind of forgot that was there, because a lot of my fights, you know, I have had like tough, hard, back and forth fights, but there's just a difference when you get to the UFC and you see those 3 letters on your gloves and you're under those lights. They shine just a little bit brighter. But like I said, I mean, that experience was necessary to my growth, and I just can't wait to get back in there and show all the new stuff that I've learned.
And when you're in there and you're got the adrenaline going and something like that happens, I mean, did you know, like...
I knew.
Did you know, oh man, something's wrong?
At first, I thought it was the side of my head was cut open. I was like, shit. I was like, damn. Then it was kind of weird because I started to feel like a cool breeze, and I knew something was up. And then I started to get blood in my ear canal, and I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, the first thing I thought, I was like, man, I'm about to be on World Star. I was about to be on World Star, man. I have blood going into my ear canal. I was like, shit, I can't believe this. I was like, damn, this is how my debute's gonna go. It was like, 2 minutes left in the 3rd round. So I just wanted to keep fighting. And at first I thought, I forgot who my ref was, man. He's a very good ref, but I forgot his name. I thought he saw it initially. And I was like, oh, he's letting us keep fighting, because it was actually a glancing punch that hit my ear and it ripped it open. It wasn't the elbow. And then when we were against the cage and he threw the elbow and then I was turning, the ref saw it and he's like, stop. And I look at him, that's why I threw my hands up and I started to push my ear up. I'm like, oh, I thought you saw the ear already. I was like, man, I want to keep fighting, you know? Yeah. But it was definitely a memorable experience, and like I said, I took a lot out of it. All in all, prior to that little accident that happened, I took tons and tons of reads, and like I said, I feel like I grew so much out of that fight, you know. I hope Max did as well. I know that I definitely gained a lot of experience being a newcomer in the UFC and coming off of a pretty lengthy layoff. But like I said, I feel healthy. I'm ready to go.
And one way that he definitely grew was that he has a tattoo of your ear on his arm. I mean, what did you think of that when you saw that? Like,
I guess that's his stilo, you know. That's the wave that he wants to ride.
Yeah.
I can't knock him. That's what he's doing, you know. Like I said, I mean, all props to him. He won the fight, so I guess, you know, you have the bragging rights when you win a fight, right?
You can get people
until the future, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Until the future. Maybe I have to take his ear from him too.
There you go, man.
We'll see.
Maybe
Ear for an ear.
get some body parts tattooed after your next fight. But when are you looking to get back in there? Are you healthy? Are you like, would you accept a fight if the UFC called you tomorrow and said, hey, you know, 8 weeks from now?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I would like just a little bit of notice. At least 3 weeks notice minimum, 2 to 3 weeks notice minimum. But like I said, I mean, I've been healthy now for the past 2 months, 3 months. But the thing is that I wanted to get booked prior to Ramadan, or maybe a little bit after Ramadan now that it's over. But it was conflicting a little bit, and I know that the UFC was booking everything close to Ramadan. I really didn't want to fight during Ramadan. Unless they absolutely wanted me to, I would, but preferably I kind of try to stay away. But that definitely helped me keep my weight down and just stay disciplined with everything like that, training. And so, like I said, I'm hoping to be back either by mid to late June, early July. It doesn't matter. I'm open for all summer long.
And there's no, like, I don't know what the recovery process was for you here, but there's no concern, like, going forward that would happen again. It's just
not really.
a chance thing.
It's just one of those things that I know that even the surgeon that sutured me up that night, he said, man, this is crazy. He's like, I've dealt with, like, lacerations and stuff on the ears and head and everything like that. But I asked him, I was like, hey, man, what's the probability of it? He's like, by judging by your cauliflower and a lot of other MMA fighters that I've treated, he's like, to be honest, he's like, your cauliflower isn't really even as bad as a lot of these guys. Like, it's just one of those things that happened by chance, and you just drew the short end of the stick tonight. Yeah. But all in all, it's healed up healthy. It's back to, like, I guess what you could say normal, because cauliflower ear, it's never gonna go back to normal no matter how hard you try, unless you get like some kind of plastic surgery done to it, which I don't really intend to. I'm proud of my ears. I'm proud of all the scars that I got from battles. But aside from that, everything is healthy. We're back to 100%. So
nice.
Hoping they could book me, man.
Well, that's great, man. Is there anybody like that I don't know, you seem like I follow you on Twitter, and you just seem like somebody that watches, your fair share of fights and you get excited about matchups. Is there anybody you're looking at that you're like, hey?
Nobody really. Yeah. I don't have a name. I just think that there's so many welterweights right now that are in the division that I could make exciting fights, Man, I have 8 finishes on my record. All my wins come by stoppage, so I definitely know that I have that style. As everybody saw when I was fighting a tough veteran in Max Griffin, everybody saw I'm always in the fight. There's never a part of me that wants to get out of that fight. I love being in that fire. So if they could book me soon or whenever, I definitely know that I have the capabilities of not only being a fan favorite, but moving my stock forward and my chips forward and just keep going.
And I know it obviously depends on when you get your first fight, but you're trying to get a couple in this year, kind of.
Oh man, my goal ultimately for this year, if they can, is to try to get 3 fights at least. I definitely have that in mind. I'm hoping that I could fight maybe twice in the summer and once before December, or maybe even my birth month in November. So we'll see. Whatever they give me, I'm open to many things on the table. So ultimately, if I could, perfect world, I'd have 3 fights, 3 wins this year, and a couple bonuses.
Awesome, man. Well, I wish you the best of luck in the chase for those. And it's good to see you out in your corner, and hopefully we see you doing more, man.
I'm gonna try to make it a good contender, hopefully in the near future, for Fighter of the Year and Coach of the Year, right? Try to get it like James Krause.
There you go, man. Dual action. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.